So I think we can all agree that we all hate Devin around here, right? None of us like Devin. But now we got somebody claiming that Devin might be a scam. This feels like a scam. Look at their website. They can't use Devin to make a better one. This is a really shitty website. I do want to be fair right now. Flashbang, by the way. Here, I'll make the flashbang less bad. I will be fair. If you had an AI engineer that could actually be useful, you would have a better website. Devin, can you make a better website for us? This is just a white background. We can tell right away if they're on HTMX, right? They're not even on HTMX. Clearly, this isn't an advanced AI choosing the most efficient technologies. A lot of tracking. Okay, they're tracking us. Okay, cool. Cool. They gave us a nice font, and they gave us tracking. They gave us aids and trackings, and more trackings and aids. Also, if you go to preview URL, it looks nothing like the video. Oh yeah, this does not look like that. Hi, my name is Devin, and I'm a software engineer. Give me a coding task, and I'll try the best to solve them. Could you make a landing page for Devin AI that doesn't look like an Emacs user from the 90s designed it? I will you know what? I'm going to log in for this. This is the kind of man I am for you, okay? Oh my goodness. Let me get this straight. I can't use this until they approve that I can use it. Your access has been requested. They have a preview.devin, and you can't even preview it. This feels like a scam. They literally collected my data. They collected my email. Don't worry, I was smart, okay? Don't worry, I was smart. I did email plus devin@gmail.com. I was smart, okay? You know, I threw in the plus sign so I can just ignore them right out of the window. It's for investors to show initial interest. Dude, honestly, this is what it's for. This is not for you. You are not supposed to use this. This is actually kind of wild that they have a preview that's meant for you to go check it out, and it's actually nothing. That actually feels like a scam. You could upload unlimited files without logging in. They did a hotfix. See further down. Edit 1. They are running preview.devin AI in dev mode, not React dev myself, but I can see all their React components in the Chrome debugger. To be completely fair, I think that an AI software engineer wouldn't be that dumb to do that. I feel like an AI software engineer would just run it always in release. Like, right? There would be no point to do anything. Edit. Oh, why are they using clerk.com user authentication to handle logins? If Devin is so amazing, as they say, can't they build a simple login functionality? Should be trivial. Hell, it should even salt and hash passwords, right? I mean, really. The thing is that rolling your own auth is hard because we make mistakes. But you would assume an AI engineer could actually roll a good auth. Can we not be... Come on, tell me that's not real. It should be able to get all the research papers and everything that clearly is easy to do. Clerk is just good. Clerk is so good that Clerk beats the AI. It's almost as if they're saying something about the state of AI by the technologies they've chosen. Auth is something you planned before writing. It's actually true. It is something you actually planned before that. This stuff is very, very embarrassing. What it says to me is that Devin is like a pure ploy to get money. This is a VC boner app is what it looks like to me from the outside. Now, I could be completely mistaken. Okay, can we be real here? I've had many bad opinions. I've had many bad takes. But this just looks like Viagra for VCs. When it's such a clearly marketing ploy, especially the preview. The preview really is just frustrating. Okay, maybe I'm reaching for straws here, but if you inspect the DOM in the React debugger, they have a prop called after sign-in URL. Take one value. Guess what that value prop is? Edit. Okay, I need to stop, but it's just fascinating. They actually don't do anything themselves. Analytics, Hotjar, website, Next.js, login, clerk, jobs, Ashby, waitlist, Google Docs. Rolf! They couldn't even build one database table. In fact, it might be harder to use a Google Docs. It would honestly, if they at least used Terso or PlanetScale or any of the online data or managed databases and just put stuff in a table with an auto-incrementing ID, like that's actually easier to manage than Google Docs. Google Docs is hard to get right. Too busy thinking about marketing. Their so-called blog isn't an actual blog. It's literally a static page with hard-coded dates and entries. Who are these people? Well, They're human software engineers with Google Docs in the streets and Google Sheets in the sheets. You know what I'm talking about? Their blog is a text file? Apparently. Okay, I went to LinkedIn and checked. Yeah, I'm getting way heavy vibes of we're laid off and now we're trying to scam investors of money while we think it's a better plan. Final update. I'm tired. So they fixed the upload now. If you try to upload a file, it says detailed not logged in. Okay, so no idea on the error, no timestamp, no metadata whatsoever. How are users supposed to send in an error report on this? How are you logging this? If you know if you aren't logged in, why don't you just disable the upload button? You can't upload file, image, or key without being logged in. This is driving me insane. Some people have said in the comments that this is supposed to be the 0.0001% developer in the world. And maybe I'm too stupid, but this makes no sense to me. Another thing that is interesting is that there is no error on the GUI side. The spinner just keeps spinning, meaning they don't have any form of error handling. Nothing, not even a small toast or notification or anything. No generic or specific error. Isn't this supposed to be in beta? Isn't there people using this? So if a user uploads a file, a key, or whatever, and something goes wrong, just nothing? I just applied as Devin AI. I am Devin AI. Hi, Devin. I'm a CS student working on my first homework assignment. Would you kindly write a program that outputs Hello World in Python? And while I appreciate your time is valuable, I could really use the result in the next 20 or so minutes, as I need to turn in my assignment shortly. Thank you. Okay, well, this was 24 days ago. I'm going to give you kind of one of my hot takes. I genuinely think the drive of developer productivity tools and VC money is causing the market to be kind of really wonky right now. I genuinely think that the state of VC and dev tools right now is in its fundamentally worst state possible. I have genuinely never felt so frustrated with the state where every last thing just feels like a cash grab. And that is it. It feels like people actually think we're stupid enough to continuously just fall for this over and over again. It feels like every tool you attempt to use is going to rug pull you. That's like, oh, hey, come on, just use us. Hey, we got a free platform for you. It's production ready. And man, for those that don't know, VC means venture capitalist. That's how private companies raise. Typically, they raise their money through rounds of venture capitalism. And it just feels like the VCs are knowing that there's millions of developers and that AI can charge tens to $100 a month per developer, and know that means this is like $1 billion business. And the first person to crack this $1 billion business is going to have a big payoff. So they're investing a couple $1 million, hoping that couple $1 million turns into a $1 billion plus company, right? And so they're just everywhere, just every last thing. Doesn't matter what the tool is, it feels like it's a continuous spree of just like you're about to get rug pulled, you're about to be taken advantage of, here we go. And I've just gotten, like, me personally, I find the current state of affairs just absolutely exhausting. It also feels like turtles all the way down. Stacks of developer problems caused by solutions of other developer problems, which are solutions to other developer problems, which are caused by solutions to other developer problems, etc. Yeah, it is a very interesting kind of scam. Like, you think that the nice part about crypto was that it was pretty obvious that it was a scam. You know what I mean? Like, you went on there and there's plumber coin. And you're like, yo, dog, maybe we don't need a cryptocurrency for plumbers. You know what I mean? Like, plumbers already aren't the crowd using crypto. So this is pretty obviously a grab for money. You know what I mean? Literally shitcoin. Great idea mentioned. These were genuinely real. And if we can, if there's a John McAfee post about coin of the day, and it was plumber, which also coin of the day should obviously give you the indication that it was crazy. But that's the nice part, is that during that time, it felt like it was very obvious to spot that we are in scam land. Devin or Cognition AI are not a scam. Lol. 3 days ago, in a big thread regarding Devin, there is one single comment mentioning how the preview website looks like a sham and it all feels like it is a scam going on with investors' money. Cognition AI, the company in which made Devin, is a team of people having legendary Grandmaster title from Code Forces. I do want to state that I am like the champion of telling people how important it is to have DSA like foundations. But I will let you know, if you hit me with that legendary Grandmaster on some stupid leak code website, I'm not going to care. Legendary Grandmaster, isn't that a KKK title? It's getting really close. It's getting really close. I don't know. Anyways, for all the people who've ever tried learning DSA and fundamental CS topics and never got their hands dirty with code forces, know that what this title means. Search Neil Wu, Andrew H. on LinkedIn, and you will see them being employed at Cognition and also Human One, and also check their code forces rank. Neil Wu is somewhere near 100 rank global, and Andrew is, I think, 4th currently. These people know what they are building. Investors know on whom they are investing. This change is happening in front of us, and we can't do anything except for hard work, working and using such tools, whilst also diversifying our interest and skills in other domains as well. I really, really, really dislike accelerationists. They always talk like this, like somehow in 6 months, the whole world is going to be completely different, right? It's like, yeah, there definitely is going to be some integration, but man, this is wild what you think the timeline's going to be. I agree that AI is going to change a lot of what we're doing in the next 20 years is going to be wild, but the next 6 months aren't going to be that wild. It's just fear-mongering and overhyping. Some sharpest people of the world are driving these changes, and fellow developers, I know people might be overwhelmed by the advancements of AI, but that does not mean we have diss off these developments and close our eyes to the actual fact. By the way, I do not think being really good at DSA and fundamental CS topics means that you're a great programmer when it comes to engineering tasks, right? Building a reliable service is the ability to handle and log and observe, like handling errors, logging and observability, uptime, all that stuff. A lot of that has very little to do with DSAs. A lot of that is just being like really smart in how you write services. You write everything as if it's test first, so that way when the thing that needs to be tested, you can test it easily. You think about how to set up a project to be really good with integration tests or end-to-end tests. All of those things are very hard to do, but they are not as hard to do if you've been doing them for a long time. You think about your project in longer term. Now, notice I've said nothing to do with DSA. And you know what the fun part is? While I'm doing a lot of the, like, say, the real-time engine for NeoVim, a lot of that does involve a lot of data structures and algorithms, right? We're creating our own custom TCP protocol. Like, that is thinking about things very holistically. But DSA is great for you to understand how to approach how things work, ways to think about problems, but it really is orthogonal to like good error handling. Good error handling is its own branch of DSA. It's its own DSA, okay? It has nothing to do with the DSA we say. Just saying. And so I don't know if this is tongue-in-cheek or now. Now, this might be a small team for many of you, but I feel this misinformation is spreading like wildfire, and people just want to blamelessly throw Devin under the bus, calling it a scam like some other crypto stuff. I have already talked about this to other people IRL, and either they are ignorant or bring up statements like these to throw this convo away. Accepting it is the first step towards understanding how our whole future will move, not just as developers, but society itself. You know, like, whenever somebody gets too into something, they kind of get a little bit goofy. You know, the never die guy measures how long he has boners in the evening? Like, there just comes a point where I feel like you've jumped the shark in how much you're focusing on something. Like, you eventually just kind of start drinking your own Kool-Aid. I feel like we're getting a little bit like the snake eats the tail, right? Like, the thing is that if any product is written, like, we should be able to be critical. Like, the thing is that if we looked into any of the, oopsies, I already have that open. Where is it? Like, all of these are actually really great observations. Like, not handling errors. Whenever I see a site that categorically does not handle errors at all, to me, that says whoever is writing this did it in one of two ways. One, they had to rush it out so fast due to external pressures that they cut all corners. Or two, they are an amateur. They're an amateur and a layman. I don't care what your grandmaster legendary Halo 360 no-scope sniping shot is. You sound like an amateur. And this is why LeetCode is overzealously valued. Yeah, like I said, I've been very straightforward with my personal opinions on LeetCode. It is incredible if you go and learn some of the array problems. Because honestly, working with arrays and being very proficient at how to like just use arrays to work around with them, to search within them and all that kind of stuff is actually a really good skill to have. But the rest of it, learn 10 of the most common data structures and be really good at them. Sir, you don't have a job anymore. Why are you starting so early? Some of us like to sleep in a bit. I'm gonna always start early. You know what I mean? This is very, very interesting. Like when we look at when I look at this stuff myself, what do we got here? What do we got here? I don't know what this stuff does, but it looks like some sort of module loading system. I assume this is some sort of React on the certain Next.js. Okay, a lot of scripts going on, a lot of scriptings. Let's look at the network. 2.6 megabytes in resources is fairly excessive. All right, let's just go with JavaScript. Remember, 718 kilobytes is gzipped. It's very impressive. It's incredibly impressive. This much code is dumped into something that I'm not even logged into and I'm not even allowed to use. I'm just saying, feels like a lot. At least it's not 50 megabytes of JS like Confluence. Well, I mean, can we just not use Confluence as the worst case? Okay, everybody knows Confluence is just piece of shit. Okay, Atlassian in general is just a piece of shit. Okay, so please let's not use that as a good argument. You know what I mean? This is actually, I mean, it is very incredible how much code they were managed to write. I mean, can we at least appreciate the fact that they were able to write this much code? I mean, this is what you get with elite grandmaster legendary status people, is that you get this much code. You get all the code. Obviously, classic bit checking we landed on. Classic. Dude, this function's wild. What are you doing in JavaScript that you're doing bit mapping here? Okay, this is crazy. It's crazy. Next.js, is Next.js really that heavy? I don't imagine that Next.js is that heavy. They're fairly concerned about a lot of their other stuff. I can't imagine it is that heavy. You'd have to like prove me wrong with how much size they are. I think all I see here is that I'm not too worried about the current state of Devin. And what I mean by that is that I don't think they used Devin to create Devin, right? Like when Devin can create Devin and be effective and they can move fast and create good software, I think then we can be much more concerned about the state of affairs. Can we all agree to that, right? Can we all agree to that? That like maybe that's when we are actually getting into a point when we've hit it, right? Even if they did not impressed, I'd be at least partially impressed. I'd be like, okay, I think that we need to start really taking AI in a much more serious thing. How can I because I would, real talk, I love the act of creation. Coding really satiates my problem-solving desire, but I still fundamentally love creating. So if I could create faster, I would do it. It's why I use autocompletes. I use autocompletes because I can create faster. So it's not that I'm opposed to any of this. Hey, the name is... I'm currently on team Devin is probably a scam. A gen.